Dr. Faaiza Haroon, thank you so much for being part of Conversations at Jazz.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for inviting me to be
I
part.
want to start with self-disclosure. I think because the most important thing about mental health is understanding that it has to be destigmatized.
That's quite a challenge, Aisha. It's been quite a challenge for me as well, because even now, when I'm sort of in the cafe or something, and I'm just sort of having lunch with a few people, somebody will just come by and say, "Oh, you need to talk to Faaiza," just as a joke, there's something wrong with you. You must talk to Faaiza. This guy gets very scary for people, na? Because wo ekdam say you feel so judged. Oh, what's wrong with me? Am I mad? Am I a mental patient? Like even all the people who have come forward and been brave enough to come and talk to me have told me, okay, initially we wanted to, we felt the need to, but we didn't because we just thought, okay, we're not mental.
What is the difference between anger and dysfunctional mental challenges?
People get away with getting angry um, without any reason, and they've normalized it. Like it's very normal, you know. So many mothers will say, oh, isko to gussa aata hai. Like just marital counseling mein ya domestic abuse agar ho. So when it happens and you question, okay, why did your son do this? So then they say, he has an anger problem. No, he doesn't have an anger problem. He has a mental problem.
So let's talk about domestic violence and what should we do to not normalize it?
It really depends on, how confident she is about herself or how empowered she is. So जो empowered औरतें हैं वो तो I don't think they will talk about it, or they will shame them, or they will be very open about it, which I think should be done, because that way all the other men will learn a lesson too.
What about abuse that is psychological from a workplace perspective?
Yeah.
What should the victim do?
Aisha, actually, the power dynamic is also the control dynamic. I would suggest that ऐसी situations में the best thing is to talk about. Don't keep it to yourself.
हमारे पास control mechanisms jazz में माशाल्लाह से बहुत अच्छे हैं. I must say this is one of the best organizations where there are levels of stopping abuse wherever and whenever it happens.
Jazz has sort of given the employees that support system, where they can talk, which is absolutely confidential. If they email me, it just drops into my email. Nobody knows about it. No names are taken.
When that person comes to you, how much of that is your obligation to side with Jazz and report? And how much of that is your obligation to choose from the user's perspective?
I don't think I'm under obligation to Jazz to report these things, because my role is very confidential, So it is just to support the mental health of the employees. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I will tell them, harassment act hai, आपका compliance है, आपका HRBP है.
So I think that ek to pehle congratulations on doing your job not just from a JD perspective, from your heart, because you dil se karna.
That's what I'm proud of. Yeah, I do it from my heart. I mean, every person who comes and sits across me is the most important at that time.
Allow us to understand कि पाकिस्तान के corporate sector में वो क्या 4-5 चीजें हैं that really bother people, that are really, really painful for them.
The attitude of the leaders. They lack compassion. They lack empathy.
You mean the line managers across the organization?
Yeah. Leadership, I'm talking about her level pe leadership. Na? Whoever has a team. I think that is one of the biggest challenges.
The difference in approach to coaching versus teaching.
Exactly. It's the tone of voice, it's the communication, it's the body language. And the other challenge that I have faced is nepotism.
डॉक्टर फाइजा, मुझे 4 मेन पाकिस्तान की मेंटल हेल्थ डिसऑर्डर्स की ओवरव्यू दे देंगी?
So violence, of course, is there, and domestic violence बहुत ज़्यादा है. And people need to know that domestic violence does not only mean physical, it means verbal, it means gaslighting.
गैस लाइटिंग पे थोड़ा सा आप बताइएगा, बिकॉज बहुत सारी खवातीन को समझ नहीं आता, बहुत सारे एक्चुअली मर्दों को भी समझ नहीं आता कि उनकी बीवियां उन्हें गैस लाइट कर रही हैं.
The simplest explanation of it is when you just undermine the other person for who they are or what they are.
How to make positive thinking a habit in an environment that you can't escape?
इसके लिए तो I would suggest counseling. Counseling is the best form of where you can help yourself change from a negative thinking person into a positive thinking person. Your whole life changes.
We're encouraging everybody at Jazz to come see you. Yeah. But we're also saying that a lot of these things, identify them at the right time.
To recognize it, okay, since 5 days I am grumpy, I'm fighting with everyone. I'm not that person. Why? Something's wrong. Let me go talk to Faaiza. If I talk to her, at least it'll come out in the open and I'll be able to identify it, And once I identify it, then I can work on it. So like I said, sometimes it just takes 2 sessions and you're fine. You can cope with it.
Dr. Faaiza, thank you so much for humanizing a human experience and for helping us how to navigate professional lives while we are human. This is my favorite session. Thank you so much for being part of Conversations with Jazz.
Thank you very much. It was a joy talking to you.
दुनिया को बता दो.